Hello everyone, in this video I am going to teach you largest substring between two equal characters. So basically the problem is like this, given a string S, return the length of the longest substring between two equal characters excluding the two characters. If there is no such substring, then return -1. And what is substring? Substring is basically a continuous sequence of characters within a string. So yeah, let me break down the problem and tell you what that's saying. So basically they'll be given a string S equals to, let me take one example, AA. So they've given a string S and its characters are AA. So in this what we have to find is we have to find a substring, like longest substring we have to find. So and the substring has to be between the two equal characters. So in this case obviously when you see so this is the first character and this is the second character, and which are both equal, and in between we don't have anything. So in this case the length of this substring is 0, since and also they've said like excluding the two characters. So the character what you are taking in between, like the same character, that has to be not included in the substring. So when you exclude this, there is no any character, so it is 0 in this case. And let me take one more example, ABCA. So in this case if you see, we have only A as the character which is repeating. So in between both the A's character, same character, we have a two characters, so it is basically a substring. So in this case the length of the substring is 2. So here 2 will be repeated. And let's take this example, CBZXY. S is equal to, so in this case when you see there is no character repeating, so in this case we will not be having any substring. So in that case our answer should be -1. So I think you got the problem. So this problem can be done in two ways. So let me first discuss the brute force approach. So in brute force approach what we will be doing is, let me take a string S equals to A, B, C and then A. So in this case what I'll do is I'll run a for loop. I'll run I from 0 to length of the string, For string I'll be denoting as S. This is S. So this is the one for loop. So in this case what I'll do is I'll fix one particular character, and then I'll try to find if any, like if that particular character has in a string or not. So for that what I'll do is I'll run one more loop. For J I'll run from 0, not 0. So in this case I'll run J from I plus 1. The reason being is, see, this is basically I in this first case, so we have to find from the next character if that character is there or not. So I'll run J from I plus 1. So I think you got why I'm running from J plus 1, and then I'll run till length of S. So in this case I'll be checking if S of I, which means I'll be checking since I is running from 1 by 1, so 1 by 1 it is taking. So for this particular one I'm checking if S of I equals to S of J. So if it is equal, then initially I'll keep one variable as answer. So answer equals to I'll initialize to -1, which basically says we don't have any string. So in a case like S of I is equal to S of J, then answer has to be increased. So answer equals to, I'll write as max of answer. The reason being is we have to find the longest substring, so max of answer comma, and here is the thing what we have to fill something. So what is that? I'll tell you now. So let's say for this example ABCA, in first iteration I'll be pointing to 0, so I equals to 0, and j will be starting from I plus 1, which is basically b. So in that case, s of I not equals to s of j, so this will not be executed. Then j will be incremented, it will go to say it is not equal, then again it will go front. So now in this case, j value is, and this was 1, 2 and 3, so j value is 3. So s of 0 is equal to s of 3, this is okay, correct. Now we have to find the substring between them. So the substring between them is 2, so we can find a relation between I and j like this: j minus I, if you do so, which is basically 3 minus 0 is 3, but our substring is 2, so we have to subtract 1 more times, like 1 we have to subtract, so minus 1 if you do, so the answer will be 2. So this is the expression, we have to put it here. So let me write as j minus I minus 1. So once you come out of the loop, and you have to just return the answer. So when you return the answer, so you will be returning actually the longest substring occurring between the same characters, two same characters. So as you can see, this is the pseudocode, and when you see there are two for loops, so our time complexity will be big O of n square, where n being the length of the string, and space complexity is O of 1, because we are not using any extra space, so it is O of 1. So I think space complexity is good, but this time complexity has to be reduced because it is n square, and if like test case are 10 to the power 5, if n is equal to 10 to the power 5, then in that case we'll get TLE. So let us try to optimize the solution. So for optimal solution, I'll be using hash map approach. So in this case, as you can see, like we're repeating things, and also we are doing unwanted calculations. Let's take one example. S is equals to A, B, C. So in this case, our maximum string would be of this length 5, right? Because A and A. So A and A same characters. In between them, we have five characters. So in brute force approach, what it was doing is, first it was calculating from like I was here, and then j was incremented 1 by 1. So in this case that would be 2, and when it goes here, so it is 5, and I slowly has to be increased forward. So when it is going forward, in this case this case is not useful, because I is pointing at this position, and we find here I, but already A was before this position, right? So in that case, always the substring whatever we get here will be the smallest, like smaller than this the earlier one. So our idea is, in hash map what I'll be doing is, I'll be storing the first occurrence of all unique characters. So like in a string, so in this particular string what I'll be doing is, string is there, we have a hash map, let's say. So right now the hash map is empty, so our first character is A, so there is no A in this, so I'll store A in the key position, and the first occurrence of the A is 0th position, right? So now I'll go to B. So B is also another, so B has occurred first time at the index I, and C is also another, C it has occurred at the position 2. Now when I have this position, so it is A, so I'll check in the hash map if A is there. So A is there, so what I'll do is, basically this index is J and hash maps, so that answer what I was storing here, same thing is like J minus I. So in place of I, here I replace with hash maps value, so J minus let's call map as m of that character s of I, and then minus 1. So this will give the maximum longest substring. So now let me write the code and I'll tell you how it is. So first we are trying the brute force approach. So in this case, first I'll take in ss.size, basic length of the string, and also I'll keep an answer variable int answer equals to -1. Now int I equals to I'll run from j to less than n and I plus plus, and then I'll take one more loop which I'm running from I plus 1 and j less than n, j plus plus. And in this case I'm checking if s of I equals to s of j. So when this is equal, so in that case answer would be max of answer comma what was it, j minus I minus 1, as discussed in the brute force approach. So in this case I'll return answer. So let me try to run this code. It is running. Now I'll submit the code. It got accepted. Brute force also got accepted because I think the constraint is very less, like string length is only at max we have 300. So in that case 300 cross 300 would be 9 to 4 zeros, so it is less than the 10 power 8, so it is accepting. Now let me write one more approach what I have discussed, hash map approach. So I said earlier, like we have to take n is equal to s dot size, and we have to initialize unordered map whose key type is character, and then I'll be storing the first index of that character, so it is int, and I'll name it as m. I'll run a loop I less than n I plus plus. Also I'll take as answer variable and I'll initialize it -1. So what I'll do is every time I'll check if in that map particular character is there or no. M dot find s of I. So if it is not equals to n, which means we have in a map, so in that case our answer would be answer equals to max of answer comma I minus m of s of I, okay, and then -1. So this was the case when particular character is there in the map. When there are no characters, then like the present character is now there in the map, so we have to insert in map. So m of s of I equals to, we are storing the first occurrence of the character, which is basically I. So after doing all these operations in answer variable, we will having the answer. So let me run the code and let me submit the code. Yeah, it has got accepted. So in this way you can find a substring, a longest substring between two same characters. So for this case for hash map approach we have not found the time complexity, so let us try to find the time complexity. So in this case as you can see, like we have like I'm running the loop from 0 to length of the string, so which is basically O of n, and since I'm using unordered map, so in unordered map finding and all in general cases it will be 1, so basically it is O of n, and then I'm in space complexity, as you can see I'm using unordered map. Also in constraint I've said like only lower English letters, so as we know there are only 26 letters, so it is O of 26, which is basically the constant. So space complexity is O of 1. So from n square complexity we have reduced to n, so this is best I would say, and space complexity remains unchanged. So in this way you can solve the problem. Thank you guys.